Dewayne.
Yes, how you doing?
Calling from the 623. Where are you calling from?
Actually, it's from Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona. I will be in Arizona in a couple of months for the Top Secret CEO Conference by that big investment bank that nobody's allowed to say the name of. There's no website for. Anyway, I love going to Phoenix. Great, great place. And you've been listening to the show for a while, or is this you're new to the show?
Well, I've been listening for a while. Actually, I was listening when you were talking about it with Leo, that you were going to be starting this up. So
oh, wow. So you're a This Week in Tech fan.
Oh, yeah.
And you came over to This Week in Startups.
You bet I did.
That's awesome. That's why I always thank Leo. He really put me out there to a large audience, and always very supportive of his show, which you can go see at twitlive.tv. And he did killer coverage of the tablet, probably the best coverage. He had over 175,000 concurrent users at one point across five different services. By the way, MSNBC, I think, had 60,000 at that point in time. Wow. I mean, basically, Leo Laporte is his own cable channel now. It's pretty clear that Leo is going to get it to 250,000, 500,000 concurrent users in the next year or two. If he can get to 250,000 or 500,000 users, he's one of the top cable channels. Mm-hmm. It's pretty amazing what's going on. Mm-hmm. The media is imploding. Do you have a favorite guest from the show, Dewayne? You have a favorite that you liked?
I think all the guests have been equally informative, and I couldn't say that there was a favorite because I think they all had the right attitudes and everything, and gave us the information that we were looking for. Okay,
so you're going to take the diplomatic approach. I like it. I would have rather you said I would have loved Andy Duke or like this person, but okay, I'm going to let you go on that.
No, it's. I mean, there are a few that probably stand out more, but I think the ones that you have been picking have been exactly the kind of people that us as the audience is looking for to listen to because of what they've done and what they've achieved and the steps they've taken.
It's really great that we've been able to get amazing guests, and we really, to be honest, haven't had to try too hard. We ask people, they watch the show, they enjoy it, they come down to LA to do it, and if we do some shows out of San Francisco and New York and Seattle, we'll probably be even able to get better guests. I'm sure we could get Steve Ballmer at some point if he was available at the product launch or something like that, if we were able to get to their town and make it easy for them. But you called with a question. Let's hear your question.
Well, my question is we run a nice little website here. It's called modders-inc.com. And what we do is we do customization for computers as a hobby, and we also maybe, do some for some companies and whatnot. But we seem to be kind of flat. We'll have little spikes here and there, but we always go back to the same old levels of visitors. And I'm trying to figure out, maybe there's something I'm not hitting right or doing correctly to increase it like on a monthly basis.
Right.
Because we'll have spikes, but then we'll flatten right back out to the same numbers we had before and big spikes. And we've done a lot of things with a lot of big companies. We've done things with NVIDIA, 2 projects with NVIDIA, and Cooler Master, Thermaltake, Razer. I mean, the list goes on.
Okay, so traffic's flat. How long has the site been around?
We are going on to our 4th year, and really this is within the last 2 years we've really been trying to push it. It started off as like a hobby site, and now it's becoming more of a business site for us on our back end of it.
Right. And it's modders, so these are people who modify their computers and make them better. These are hobbyists, sort of like, I guess, PC Magazine or Ziv had Extreme something.
Extreme Gaming, I think, for a while.
Or Extreme PC, or I don't know what it was.
Maximum PC.
Maximum PC. Yeah. This is this is like 5% of people own PCs, like to go crazy doing it. Now, there are 3 types of traffic you can get to your site. There's direct traffic. People type in your domain name. There is referral traffic, people linking to your site, and then, of course, there's search traffic. How does that break down for your site currently, percentage-wise?
Actually, it seems to be pretty good. Search-wise, we probably get about 50 to 60% search from Google. Direct, we're probably getting about 20%, and then link-wise, probably 20-30%, and the other is just kind of other, wherever it comes from.
Right.
But we've tried to do the optimizations the best that I could do, and we seem to be good, and like I said, we maintain a really good level, but we just can't get it to keep a steady increase.
Right. And what is the monthly uniques? What is the daily uniques on the site?
The monthly uniques, we're getting anywhere between 26 to 30,000.
Okay, so the site has room to grow.
Yes.
And the good news is that your site is a couple years old, which means your page rank will be good. Your page rank for your homepage is 5. That's pretty good.
Yes.
It could be better. 6 would be better, obviously. 7 would be better. But that 6 or 7 is probably as high as this is going to go. There is this concept of a natural audience, that you can reach your natural audience. You have not reached it yet. I think there's a lot more people who would come to this. And I'm looking at your Quantcast ranking right now, and that's good that you have Quantcast on it. I'm sure you have Google Analytics maybe, or Chartbeat.
Yes.
Have you tried Chartbeat yet on your site?
No, I haven't. I have not.
Chartbeat's an interesting company that I'm an advisor to, and hopefully I can angel invest in out of New York. Brand new company. We use it at Mahalo, and what it does is, just like a tracking pixel in Google Analytics, it will show you what's going on in real time with your site. So you know when you look at Google Analytics or Site Meter, it's an hour old or 2 hours old, and you don't know what's going on right now. Chartbeat tells you what's going on right now, what pages are spiking and from what traffic sources. Now, the thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to do a little bit of everything. You're going to want to work on your SEO. You're going to want to work on your original content and referrers. So how many writers do you have contributing to the site?
Including myself, we have about 4 people.
4 people. And how many posts do you do per day?
Well, we do a little nose posting, and we do have the forums. But basically, it ends up being just like our product reviews.
Right.
And that could be 1 or 2 a week.
Yeah. So you're doing a small amount of content per week. You are doing maybe 20 items per month, plus whatever's going on in the forums. Right. That will make you into a small site. You need to do many more posts. You need to do higher quality posts, and you need to get more inbound links. Those are the things that will move you from where you are now to the next level. You don't have enough posts and enough refreshing content to draw people to come back every day. People are going to come back once a week, once every 2 weeks, and that's not enough content to make them want to come back every day. So if you're really going to do this, there has to be 5 posts per day. And there has to also be perhaps some social media strategy. So what are stories that you can do that I will want to retweet? So this is the way you can think about this is would you vote for it on Dig? Would it make the Dig homepage? Would you retweet it? Would you post it to your blog? Outrageous stuff, interesting stuff, lists. The way magazine editors used to look at the cover of a magazine and they'd say, oh, what should we put, what headline? 27 ways to lose weight, 15 ways to get your guy to love you more and be romantic, whatever. In the PC case, it would be, you know, video card shootouts, maximum amount of storage, 20 terabyte drives, when are they coming, you know, all that kind of stuff. It could be funny stuff like watch this guy cook an egg on his processor, you know, and make a video. Set a processor on fire. So those kind of gimmicky things, we did them at Engadget because they were funny and people loved them. So you need to have things that people will link to and say, oh my God, isn't that amazing and outrageous? Stefan, what do you think?
Well, the other thing I would say too is there's quantity, obviously, but there's also, you know, I think about like DP review, right? So, and as a modder myself, as a guy who buys those Thermaltake, you know, fans, I want somebody who can give me all the details about that product. So I think of DP review. They got like 9 or 10 pages on a lens or on a camera. Yeah. So, and when I think to myself, I want to go do X, right? With photography, that's where I go. Right. And same thing here. If you guys can make yourself kind of the definitive place for modders to go get the in-depth stuff, not just the crappy SEO stuff that you see, you know, that's been recast across the web, I think that could also be a big help, because there's not a lot of great sites out there competitively that have a ton of this in-depth review for this stuff. And frankly, you know as well as I do, this stuff's expensive. Like if you fry your pro because you got the wrong fan, that's a really pricey proposition. So I think going deep would be good too.
Exactly. Yeah. Because one of the things we have been talking about was like, okay, we're a modding site, so basically you mod your cases and really become maybe the case modding site for cases. I mean, really go into depth. I mean, we do the product reviews now, and the way we do our product reviews is we don't slam them out. It doesn't come in the door on Monday and the review is out on Friday. We take the product. I ask my guys, take them, if it's a mouse, remove the current mouse you have, use this product for 2 or 3 weeks. Because you know, as I do, like in the first couple of days, I love it, and then with a week, you say, this thing really sucks.
Yeah.
So we give real user reviews. I mean, that's one of our things we do with
You should try to act as also a feeder to the bigger blogs,
Yeah.
maybe in 2010. So there's already Engadget out there, in Gizmodo, and these other places that are large tech sites. They're not going to, at that site, do an obsessive compulsive, here's my impression of this mouse after 100 hours, and this mouse after 100 hours, whatever it is. And here's how to mod your case, and do this cooling thing for under X amount of dollars, whatever it is. They will, if you offered them, hey, do you want to rerun this piece? All we want back is a link, and maybe at the end, that we have other things. That could be a great link building strategy, and this is what the search engine optimizers call a link building strategy. So you could say, hey, listen, we're going to be doing one of these, we call it a burn-in review and whatever, and we just want to get some exposure for our site. They'll probably be more than happy to take it, and you only have to get one or two to say yes to make it worthwhile.
That's a good point.
So building links, building more content, maybe building some fun, outrageous, crazy content. What Seth Godin calls the purple cow, what other people might call something unique, memorable, retweetable. Work backwards from that. What would be the sickest, craziest, case mod you could do? What? Take some meme that's in people's thinking right now, in relation to something in pop culture, and then attach it to what you do with case modding. So, if Avatar is out, is somebody going to do an Avatar-related case? Boom. And somebody does that, and you put it up there with 20 pictures, of course you're going to get some links. And put it up on Dig, put it up on Reddit. Even if you don't make the front page, if you get inbound links from those 10 services and your 4 people voted up and post comments on them, it's going to create a little inbound link juice, which is always good. And then, of course, you get the retweeting effect. So you have a lot of work to do. But follow the big blogs and see what they do. The lessons are there in Engadget or Hackaday and these blogs that we started at Weblogs Inc. And it's going to be a lot of blocking and tackling. If it was easy, everybody would have the #1 blog. It takes years and resources. And so I think you're going to have to do more investment, and then you're going to have to find advertisers to fund that investment. It's a grind. Publishing is hard. It is not an easy business. You don't just get the traffic. But if you look at like Cracked as an example, those guys have just a social media focus. Mashable is they're the masters at social media optimization at Mashable. All they do is think, what headline is going to get retweeted the most? Apple tablet sucks. There's 18 reasons why I'm not getting an Apple tablet. The 17 reasons people don't get about why the Apple tablet is great. They had one on there, 8 tablets that are better than the iPad. That's the story that I want to read. That's the story I was just thinking of. Aren't there better products than this already in the market? Boom. They anticipated that and got it out before anybody else. So that anticipation of what the market wants is good. So start thinking about, what do the case modders want? If they really want to know about Drobo or RAID arrays, what's the sickest RAID array that could be built? Going in either direction. What's the largest? What's the smallest? What's the most non-logical one? If somebody takes a bunch of SD drives and puts them into a RAID, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? But somebody did it. That's cool. What if somebody took those little tiny drives? What if somebody took 5 compact flash readers and made a RAID array with them? It's stupid, but it's interesting. If somebody made a RAID array, has somebody done that, by the way? Made a RAID array out of compact flash cards? That would be interesting to me. I would read it. I don't know why I'd read it, but it'd be interesting. It'd be good pictures. And that's what Hackaday and Engadget were based on, was those kind of weirdly obsessive things.
I think it's be careful, because you're going against the big guys, right? And you got a 4-person staff, right? And my assumption is this isn't your full-time job all the time. So sometimes if they're going to zig, you want to zag. And that's why I'm thinking maybe the alternative too is, rather than go for quantity and just kind of competing with these sites, is really just, like as Jason said, pick a few things, go super deep, and make yourselves the canonical for case modders who want to create a Navi case, which I think I might do this weekend, actually, along with my CF RAID controller. I think we just filled Stefan's weekend. I'm done. I'm going to fries after this. I'm heading to fries. But now you know what you can do with all those card readers. You have 18 card readers and 72 cards you don't use. Make a RAID array, and then hook your iTablet up to it. I mean, that's the biggest fraud. This is why Steve Jobs is a bit of a fraud. He makes the iTablet, and there's no SD or compact flash drive. I wonder why that is. No USB port to put in your flash reader, compact flash? Oh, I wonder why.
Could it be that you want us to download stuff from iTunes as opposed to moving it from the legal copy we've bought and putting it in there?
Oh, yeah?
They sell a dongle.
They sell, yeah, I know. There's a $38 dongle to put a compact. You could have put a USB reader in like every other
That was kind of silly.
vice in the world. It's unbelievable what he does and he gets away with. The reality distortion field of Steve Jobs is so great.
I've got a USB port on my refrigerator, and I will name a consumer electronic device that doesn't have a USB port
my
on
toaster.
it. Yeah.
I got the new Braun toothbrush, USB device.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, I have to change the background on the display.
Yeah, on the display.
Right.
I like to put my daughter picture
Make it
right on
yellow.
there when I'm doing my. I mean, everything's got a USB device.
Yeah.
I mean, there are hot coffee.
That's right. The warmers.
The warmers
Yeah.
are USB powered.
Yeah, 5 volts. Baby.
Steve Jobs can't put a USB thing in there. I have another tirade I need to go on for a second. Dwayne, do you mind if I could just hijack the conversation for 1 second?
Go ahead.
Okay.
All yours, man.
This is a message to publishers. And if a super fan could cut this starting now, it would be appreciated. Well, after I say it's appreciated. Now, if you are a publisher of a newspaper, magazine, or book, and you sell your products through the App Store, you are a fool. You are an idiot, and you are going to give your entire circulation to Mr. Steve Jobs. Let me explain to you why what you're about to do is destroy your entire business. As a newspaper, as a magazine, your business is predicated on having a relationship with a reader. That reader gives you their credit card number, their address, and their name, and their email address. And then you have a circulation department on the 32nd floor who sits there and obsesses about it. When somebody buys something through the App Store, you get nothing. Ungats, zero, zip, zilch, no phone number. You don't know who your own readers are. You have no relationship. You get a check from Apple that says, F you, you're a fool, here's your $82 minus 30%. Do not be an idiot. Only make your product available through the web browser. If you make the New York Times available through an app and give 30% to Steve Jobs and you don't know who your readers are, then author Sulzberger,
Yeah, I think so.
This is a message to Arthur Sulzberger. That's the title of this. And you misspell Sulzberger. Arthur Sulzberger, you're an idiot if you sell the New York Times through the App Store and give Steve Jobs 30% and don't know who your readers are. Do not buy into the Steve Jobs hype reality distortion machine. You will give away your entire business. The circulation department will have nothing to do. And then you will be beholden to Steve Jobs and his games. And his games include things like what he did to the music industry, which was, oh, you want to sell it only as an album? No. I will destroy the album because I, Steve Jobs, don't believe in it. I also don't believe in USB drives and other common sense things. Cut and paste. Do not buy into it. Tyler, what do you think? I'm on fire. This is what always happens. Every Friday, I get excited about something on the show. I go on a tirade, and you know what's going to happen. Tomorrow I'm going to write this in an editorial.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to publish it, and it's going to be ComScore, and my whole life gets taken over by this goddamn stuff.
Yeah.
I can't take it anymore.
It
My
makes-
wife is going to divorce me because all I'm doing
Yeah.
for the 3 days over the weekend is going. I have insane OCD, so my OCD starts going insane. I can't do anything functional until I write the story.
Yeah.
Because it starts bothering me. You can see
Yeah.
already I'm physically bothered by
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Like I was ComScore. Now I got to get it out of my system, so I write it and I send it to 19,000 people. Then 1,000 emails come back. Then the whole thing blows up. ComScore CEOs calling people, asking to have a meeting. There's a whole ComScore settlement going on now that I can't even talk about. There's going to be some settlement going on. It's just making me crazy. I don't know why I get worked up by it.
It's like polar bears and penguins. There's a reason that they are on separate parts of the planet. You put them together. If you had the polar bears with the penguins, it would be chaos.
Inside from Thailand.
Jesus Christ.
You're the polar bear. You got to stay up in the Arctic. Leave the penguins.
Right. There's like, there's like
yeah.
100,000 penguins just sitting
Yes.
there in a big mass.
Yes. You'll go crazy. You'll lose your
And
mind.
you make me go crazy. For some reason, it's making sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a lack of sleep and then I'm delirious. So, Dwayne, I hope we helped.
Yes.
It's like polar bears and penguins. You'll figure it out. Everybody who's on the show everybody who listens to the show, you have a blog, help them out. Write a nice blog post that you checked out modders-inc.com and you loved it. Tweet it. Do the guy a favor. We could probably get 100 inbound links to his site. Do something nice for a guy and help him out, And
Dwayne, hit us at Bing too. Show us your site so we can see what it looks like, and we have ways.
Yeah, the Bing folks might be able to help. Maybe they'll feature you on MSN. That would send 50,000 people in one day.
Hey, I'm all for that.
A little bit of a content partnership. See, we're making deals happen. All right, Dwayne. Good luck with it.
All right, thank you.